Welcome everybody, and today we're going to rebuild PSV, the Dutch giant. They've won a Europa title and a Champions League title, which is one of the few clubs say they won one of each. They had a golden era from like about the early 70s through the 90s, but really they're been one consistent club. They're at the third longest streak of most times playing European football, which got started since 1974. The only two teams that have longer streaks are Barcelona and Anderlecht. So anyways, we're going to get started with this rebuild and see how we do. Let's take PSV to another Champions League glory. If you like this rebuild, just make sure to like and comment and subscribe down below. If you got a team you like me do, leave that in the comments also. Thanks again. And here's the lineup we have to deal with here at PSV. As you see, it's actually a pretty decent lineup. And a lot of these guys have potential. The star is Hatron. As you see, 17 years old and already at 76 rated, so it's definitely going to be one of the top prospects. A lot of good young players here. There is some weakness in the center back position, so that's probably going to be the first position I need to upgrade next year or two. And I don't know, since this is a team from the Netherlands, maybe we'll try to get as many Dutch players in as possible. Hey, anybody know of any good Dutch center backs out there? Maybe a couple. Maybe you might see them in this rebuild. So let's see what we do this transfer window. And to begin this very first season, we're bringing the young Dutch goalkeeper Justin Bijlo for 15.2 million from Feyenoord. So we got ourselves similar rated goalkeeper to the one we have, just 7 years younger, and he's Dutch. Okay, we've had 3 players we sold. We sold the Bosnian Amar Ketic to WSG Tirol for 450,000. Center back Nick Vergiver is going to FC Porto for 11.4 million. And Mexican Eric Gutierrez, the central midfielder, is going to Galatasaray for 15.7 million. Hope you gentlemen have good luck at your new clubs. So we've signed the 21-year-old defensive midfielder Toons Koopmeiners, hope I pronounced that right, from AZ for $18 million. Another young Dutch player with good potential. And we've sold the 30-year-old German center back Daniel Schwab to Nice for $6.5 million. So we've signed another young Dutch center back. Per Schurz, the 19-year-old, has been signed from Ajax for $13.6 million. Welcome to the club. So that'll be it for this transfer window. We are in the Europa League group stage, I believe, so we'll see that on January 1st along with the rest of the results so far. See you then. So here we are on January 1st. We're sitting in second place in the Eredivisie, 5 points behind Ajax. So decent start. So in the Europa League group, we finished top ahead of Sporting CP, Linz, Lask Linz, and Rosenborg, which in real life they didn't make it out of the group stage this year, so that's good. In round 32 we're facing Viking FK. So got promising possibilities there. So now on to the transfer window. Here's a quick look at some of the youth squad members that we're going to be signing. So take a look and maybe they might make the starting lineup. So since Mr. Bijlo has outgrown Understall, he's taken over the goalie position, so Understall wanted out. Coincidentally, Bijlo came from Feyenoord, so we just sent Lars Understall to Feyenoord for $10.5 million. So here we are signing another young Dutch player of promise. We signed Justin Kluivert for $16 million from Roma. Now, those that aren't aware, his father was Patrick Kluivert, who was a Dutch international, and he also played a year for PSV. I believe one of the last couple of years as a striker. So, like father, like son. I'm thinking his son might spend more than a year here, but anyways. So that'll be it for this transfer window. We're going to go to the end. We've gone to the end of the year to see how we're doing. how we did this season. Pleased with the progress so far. Signed a lot of young Dutch talent. Would love to see 3/4 of the starting lineup be players from the Netherlands, but we'll see. On to the end of the season. So we finished second with the Eredivisie behind Ajax. Ajax took the all-rounder back here. I presume that's Dutch for the Netherlands Cup. They beat FC Twente 4-0, and we lost in the quarterfinals to Feyenoord. Liverpool defeated Juventus to win the Champions League. And Dortmund defeated Wolves to win the Europa League. We ended up losing in the round of 32 to Roma. Round of 16 to Roma, my fault. 7-2 aggregate. Here's a quick look at the stats with Mr. Lammers leading the way with 29 goals on the season. As you can tell, this team does have quite a few players out on loan, and I think I got 3 players that will be going back that were on loan. So there'll be some movement next year without the normal signings. Here's a quick look at the stats. As you see, I got several players creeping into the low 80s. And I've got a ton of players. Now for next year, we have sold 2 players that'll be leaving the club. Mr. Robin Reuter is going to CFR Cluj for $450,000. And Pablo Rosario is going to Manchester U for $20,400,000. The only problem I had a bunch of players around the same rating. They all think they should be starting every game, so somebody gets left out. So anyways, those 2 transactions will take place in year 2. So let's get to year 2 and see what we do. So to start off this season, we've sold a couple players. Sold Olivier Bascagli to Sampdoria for $3.8 million. Bruma is going to Leicester City for $17.7 million. And Dante Rigo is going to Famalicão for $1.43 million. A couple more players sales. Luke Koopman is going to Ipswich for $800,000, and one of our 4,000 goalies, Joel Perreault, is going to Rio Ave FC for $3.4 million. So all those player sales was for this big moment. We signed the 23-year-old Dutch center midfielder Donny van de Beek for $70 million. Welcome to the club, Donny. So we gotta go through qualifying for the Champions League. We're facing the Swiss outfit Young Boys. Man, I hate saying that. Home leg. 2-1 win. He was out on loan last season. This season we sold Derek Lucassen to Ajax for $10.7 million. Now time for the away leg of the fixture. We have a 2-1 lead. 2-0 win. So we're advancing to the final round. And when I said final round, I meant the final playoff round. We're going to face the Belgian club, Club Brugge. Dumfries is suspended for this match. Anyways, we're on the road. The result will be a 2-0 win. Both goals by Koopmeiners. So it's now time for the home way fixture. I do have some health issues with my center backs right now, but I still got Koopmeiners in there, and I've got a 2-0 lead, and I'm at home. So the result says, group stage, here we come for the Champions League. So since I'm having health issues at center back, I brought in the 21-year-old Ghanaian Mohamed Salisu from Real Valladolid for $14 million. Welcome to the club, Mohamed. So that'll be all I'll be doing this transfer window. I'll see you on January 1st with the results. Now look at that, we're in first place, having only lost 1 game on the season in the Eredivisie. We're 3 points ahead of Ajax. So we finished third in the group behind Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen ahead of the Belgian club Anderlecht. Not too bad. I mean, Could have been worse, but we almost made out of the group. We're definitely going to be going to the Europa League. So let's see if we do any business this window. So we've sold Mike van de Meulenhof to FC Twente for $820,000. Benfica has paid Timo Baumgartel's $13.3 million release clause, so he's heading to Portugal. So just the 2 players sold. I'm going to use that money and go and extend contracts. Everybody's up next year instead of trying to spend 30 minutes finding a basement bench player. So go ahead and take care of the contracts this year, so next year I can spend all my money on new players to help build the roster. So let's go to the end of the season and see how we did. So we won the Eredivisie by 3 points over Ajax. But we couldn't pull the double off as Ajax got their revenge against us in the Orange Beker. Liverpool won the Champions League over Manchester City on penalties. Dortmund won the Europa League over Valencia. We lost to Valencia in the quarterfinals, 4-2 aggregate. Here's the stats for the season. Daniel Malin having a massive 39 goals on the season. And here's a quick look at our changes overall. Team's building nicely. Next year probably will try to sell a striker or two, because after the guys that were on loan the first season came back, this team has like 1,000 strikers in the high 70s, low 80s. So anyways, we're going to move on to season 3 and see if we can do better in the Champions League and win the double in the league itself. Here's a quick look at my transfer budget this year. It's up to just a shade under 70 million. Once you add in the preseason tournament, that put me somewhere in the low 70s. So to the transfer window we go. So we sold Armando Obispo to Stade Rennes for $7.2 million. And we've sold our captain, and what's not going to be a popular move, Denzel Dumfries, to Roma for $50.5 million. He's one of the older members of the starting lineup now, and they offered me a deal that was $20 million more than what he's worth. So I had to take it. And we have big signing number 1 who signed it. And Andrew Robertson from FC Barcelona for $80 million. Scottish left back that's currently the captain of Liverpool in real life, lifting that trophy. He's going to, in the Premier League, hopefully he's going to lift a Champions Trophy for us. A couple more players sold. We sold the backup goalkeeper Jeroen Zoet to the Wolves for lower $11 million. And one of the young strikers, Maximiliano Romero, is going to Getafe for $34.9 million. So Ryan Thomas's release clause has been paid by Lazio, so we're getting $17.4 million for it. And since I do have that Youth Academy striker who's like a 70 rated 17-year-old, actually I think 74, I'm going to go ahead and sell my other backup striker, the 24-year-old 80 rated Sam Lammers, to Wolfsburg for $38.9 million. First part of the qualifying against FCSB, 4-0 win. The home leg, 4-1 victory, Malin with a hat-trick. And the fire sale continues. We sold Ritsu Doan, the Japanese winger, to Arsenal for $16.6 million. So, we're now playing FC Copenhagen, and we won 2-0. Jarrett Hendricks has been sold to the Wolves for $16.5 million. Yes, there is a point to selling all these players after holding on to them for a year or two. Now time for the home leg against Copenhagen. 1-0, enough to make it to the group stage of the Champions League officially. So this will be the last year I'll be showing those games, since it should be automatic from here on in. So we've brought another big-time Dutch player home to the Netherlands. Matthias de Ligt coming home from Juventus for the release clause of $99 million. welcome to the club. He wasn't actually the guy I was going for, but couldn't work out the numbers. So I'm not going to mention who that guy was because I want to be a surprise. But anyways, moving on. So with the rest of the money, we have literally every dime but $10. We've signed for Bayern Munich, 20-year-old left back Alphonso Davies, but he can also play on the left and right side midfield. So he's going to go in left midfield, and we're going to use his speed. Welcome to the club, Alfonso. So we sold about 7 players, and we only brought in 3, but there were 2 big ones and 1 guy that will be big eventually. So we're going to go to January 1st, see how we're doing. So he wasn't happy and wanted to be transferred. So of course he got listed, and he had a release clause. So Valencia paid $22.4 million for Mohamed Salisu to go to them. He'll go there on January 1st. We're at January 1st and perfect in the Eredivisie at Ajax. We finished second in our group behind Juventus, ahead of Club Brugge and Olympiacos. So we did make the round 16, but we get to play Real Madrid. Not confident for that. So see if we're able to do anything in this transfer window. So we end up not doing any transfer business. So we're going to go ahead and start the round of 16 against Real Madrid. Oh, certainly have no expectations here, but we'll see. That's not too terrible, actually. 2-0. Okay. Now it's time for the away leg of the fixture. Let's just go ahead and get it over with. 2-2. We did better at Real Madrid than we did at home. We took the Eredivisie, which is 1 draw in the season. Good season there. And we took our first Orange Becker trophy over Ajax 2-0. Well, at least we did lose to the eventual Champions League. Real Madrid defeated Leipzig 2-1. That's a different team. Manchester United defeated Monaco in the Europa League finals. Here's the stats on the season. Daniel Malin with 38 goals. Look at Van de Beek with 20 and 20. Here's the ratings for the end of the season. As you see, all the young goalkeepers from the academies are growing nicely, so I might have some trade bait. Next season, I think we're going to try and improve some more in the midfield. I got a couple unhappy guys that wants out, like Gakpo and Mauro Jr. But we'll see how everything goes on to season 4. So we start the season off with about $98 million in transfer budget, and we've just added $24.5 million selling Cody Gakpo to Bournemouth. So we sold one of our many goalkeepers, Yannick Van Osch, to Birmingham City for $1 million and $1. So we brought Yuri Tillemans over from Leicester City for $60 million. Welcome to the club, Yuri. So we sold Mauro Jr. to Bayern Munich for $27.5 million. So for $28.8 million, we purchased the services of Lisandro Martinez from Ajax. So that'll be it for this transfer window. I'm going to save the money I have left over and see if I can get a player in mid-season. Kind of see how my team grows and see what I need. So time to go January 1st. 18-0 in the Eredivisie. We won our group in the Champions League in what was a contested group. We finished just ahead of Gladbach and Inter Milan. In the round of 16, we're going to face Lyon, so pretty good. Okay, I know I just acquired Lisandro Martinez for depth, but this was something I couldn't refuse to make work. For Lisandro Martinez and $36 million, I was able to acquire Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Manchester U. I couldn't resist bringing an 89 rated right back at age 25. I can then move Coop Miners back to a regular position center back, which puts Schurz on the bench. So, yeah, deal I really couldn't not make. And for our last move for this transfer window, I'm bringing in Matt Noster for right at $11 million, granted. He's only a 74 rated, but I had the extra money, didn't want to lose it. So I'm going to throw him on the bench because he is a Dutch guy, bringing him to a Dutch team. So maybe he can grow into a good bench player, or maybe we make a profit on him. But anyways, this will be the last move since I spent the rest of the money on him. So let's go to the round of 16 action against Lyon. So here we are for the away leg of this fixture against Lyon in the Champions League. Full lineup, nobody's hurt. Let's see how we do. 2-0 win. Yeah, there we go. So here we are for the away leg. Hattern picked up slight knots, so I'll miss just this game. But we do have the Youth Academy to freeze on for him, so the result of the game. Another 2-0 win. Malin with both goals. On to the quarterfinals. Okay, in the quarterfinals we draw Barcelona. Bad news is in the last Champions League game, Robertson sustained an injury for 2 months, so Sadalek is having to go in and left back, and he's right at 80, so not a good combination of Barca and Robertson been injured. But we'll give it a shot here on the way. And the result says 3-2. Well, we got 2 away goals. That's the positive. So it's time for the home leg of the fixture against Barcelona. We do have to win, since we're down 3-2, but can we pull off a 2019 Liverpool? No, we cannot. We couldn't get one single goal. Oh well. Life is what it is. But this should be positive, the fact of missing Robertson, so we're going to go to the end of the season, let's finish out this year, and next year I expect to possibly win it. Went undefeated in the league again, only giving up 7 goals in the season. Ajax won the Orange Baker over Herenveen. We lost in second round of Feyenoord. Wow. We are cursed in this competition. In the Manchester Derby of the Champions League final, Manchester City came out on top. Real Sociedad defeated Leipzig 2-0 to win the Europa League. Here's the stats for our team on the season. And here's our stat growth on the season. Nice Davies up to 87. Hatteran's up to 89. Malin's up to 92. So I think this team's close. If I don't have to get rid of any unhappy players, I think next year I'm going to go after one big signing to improve one position. Whatever money I have left after the first transfer window, I'll do the same things this year and wait till the next transfer window in January to spend the rest. So anyways, on to season number 5. Now this is a nice start for a transfer budget. Then go with the preseason term. That should be somewhere around about 128 million next spend. Nice. So we start off the season with 2 players sold. One of them is Yuri Tielemans to Leipzig for 89.7 million. I'll wait till you find the replacement on mine. Then our youth academy, one of our youth academy goalkeepers, Bram Weiser, is going to Preston for 1.4 million. Good luck over there in England. So we traded out Tielemans, the Belgium, to bring in another Dutch center midfielder, the one Frankie de Jong. We got him from Barcelona for 135.3 million. So not much above his value. We did good business here. So welcome to the club, Frankie. Welcome back home. So to put depth on the bench, since I don't have any backup fullbacks at the moment, since Sadalek wants to be on loan and not happy with playing time, we've signed from Stade Rennes Max Aarons for $33.9 million. Welcome club, Max. And Jordan Tiz has had his release clause paid out for $9.8 million. So that'll be all for this transfer window. We're going to go to January 1st, see how we're doing. So we're not running away with the league. We're actually going to tie for first Ajax. Head on goal differentials since we only allowed 2 goals on the year. Wonder what Ajax did to improve their team that much. we won over what wasn't the toughest Champions League group. We won over Leverkusen, Monaco, and Moscow. But in the round of 16, we get the Spanish giant Atletico Madrid. And I just found out Haddaran is out 7 months in ACL tear, so I may need to go on the transfer market with $28 million I have and find a Cam, since the highest available player I have right now to go there is about 80 rated. So we'll see if I can find a deal in this transfer window. So as much as I wanted to keep on the team, being Dutch and being 85 rated center back at like 24 years old, the injury to Haddaran kind of forced my hand if I want to win the Champions League this year. So I sold Per Shores to Barcelona for $140 million. Good luck over in Spain, Per. So with the money we got for selling Shores to Barcelona, we were able to sign 2 players. We got our replacement Cam, Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United for, I think it was $78 million? $80 million, my fault. And then since we got rid of our backup center back, we brought in another Dutch player to replace Shores. We brought in the Premier League veteran Nathan Eke, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. He's coming over from Juventus for $37.9 million. So I was able to sign 2 players for the price of 1. So let's go. So that's it for this mid-season transfer window. Let's see if we can take down one of the Spanish giants in the round of 16. So here we are at the away leg of the round 16 fixture against Atletico Madrid. Outside Haddaran, we are healthy, so let's get it on. And we lost 2-1. They got that wall on goal as in all black, and then they have Joa Felix. So Davies with the goal. So here we are for the home leg. The problem is Malin's out with a dead leg issue, so he's going to be missing this game. So I'm going to have the youth academy to freeze up front. We got to overcome a 2-1 deficit, so let's hope. And we did. Goals by Fernandes and Madueke, the youngster that started out with his club in year 1. He was 18 that first year, I think. Wow. There we go. So here we are in the quarterfinals playing Chelsea. Not a team I see a lot in these rebuilds, but anyway, we're in the away leg. Do have a couple players suspended for this matchup. Delete suspended. And I can't remember. And somebody else is. You guys will figure it out before I will. And a 4-1 win, but Malin gets hurt. Oh. This time for the home leg. Malin's actually back, but Clivert's out 2 weeks with injury, so he'll miss this matchup. But we should be good since we have the big lead. Yeah, 7-2 aggregate. Malin with the goal and 2 for Bruno. So on to the semifinals. And in the semifinals, we're going to face Manchester United. While in the other semis, the other side of Manchester will play Barcelona. So here we're going to go on to the fixture. Here we are for the away leg of the semifinals against Man U. We are missing Van der Beek due to suspension, but here we go on the road. 3-0 win. Malin with 2 more goals, and the substitute for De Jong, the American Ledesma, has scored a goal. So we start off this fixture at home. I believe I have a full lineup out of Haddaran, so here we go. 3-1 victory. Goals by De Jong, Kluivert, and Malin. And in the finals of the Champions League, we will be playing Barcelona. Before we get to it, let's go ahead and do the year in review. Invincible in the Eredivisie again, only allowing 4 goals. We finally pulled off the double, beating Utrecht in the final. Orange Becker 4-0. PSG defeated Fiorentina in the finals of Europa League 1-0. Here's a quick look at the team going into the finals. Have a lot of Dutch players on here. I would have Dutch goalie Bigelow, back line of Delete and Koop Miners, central midfield De Jong, Van de Beek. Have Malin up front. Malin's been in this rebuild since the beginning. Also have a Hatteran on in place instead of Fernandez if it was where he got hurt. So another Dutch player. Neuster. I believe Aki is Dutch too, and then I got some of the regens that, I mean not regens, Youth Academy, they're Dutch, and Fries, Van der Bosch. Leduc, though you've hardly seen him, is a member of the squad currently on the bench. Also have the American Ledesma, Gomes, and the rest of these, and Deverveld are all current members team. Ledesma is the American, and then these other 4 players are all regions, so very much a homegrown, not regions, why do I keep saying that? They're Youth Academy products, and they're all from the Netherlands, so this team is 3/4 Dutch. So now let's head into, well actually let's look at the stats first before we get to the finals. Here's the stats going to the final. This is very much a team concept. Got 3 guys over 25 goals, but got 6 guys over 10 assists. So very good team effort here. So let's go on to the finals now. Now this will be the quickest I've completed a rebuild if I win here today in 4 years. And that's out of all the rebuilds Champions League. So here we go. We are going to sim the final right now. Can we pull it off against Barcelona? No, we can't. Arthur with a goal. That's the first time I've lost the finals. Oh, no. Made all the difference in the world. I had a Hatteran. Oh, and Kluivert went off an injury in the 37th minute. So it looks like we're going one more year. So we're now going to go on to Season 5 to see if we can finish. Now this is the way to start off season. This is a nice sum of money to be given. So since he'll be 31 this season, I'm going to sell Andy Robertson to Manchester City for $163 million. Going to move Davies into one of the fullback positions, and then find me another winger. Or actually, I can move Kluivert over to the left side, and then when Hatteran comes back, he can go to the right side. So we went on a spending spree after having $300 million in the Robertson sale on the board. So we started out by signing Ricky Puig on a $14.7 million release clause from Barcelona. Now, I heard his last name pronounced something different, but I can't remember how it is, so don't mean to botch your name, Ricky. Now, we brought home the Dutch leader for the last few years, Virgil van Dijk. He's come from Liverpool for $56.3 million, so I've got 3 center backs that are 90-plus rated. Then also from Barcelona, we signed Zico Palacios, the young Argentinian central midfielder, for $122 million. And last, we got ourselves a backup goalie in the 80s. We signed Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth for $28.6 million. Welcome to the club. Now, that still leaves me with like $60 million, but I think I'm going to wait till January 1st to see if I have any injuries I need to worry about, because I got to figure out how I'm going to get playing times for all these players. Show you what I mean. Here's my lineup. I've got Van Dijk on the bench at 92. I've got Palacios on the bench at 88. I've got in the reserves Aki with an 84. So, yeah, I'm going to have some unhappy people. But anyways, so the saying is, if you can't beat them, join them. So, found his release clause was similar to his value, so I bought Junior Firpo for his release clause of $39.4 million from Barcelona. Like I said, if you can't beat them, buy them. That is for this transfer window. I was originally wrong before the deal Firpo. I had $88 million, so I still got $40 million left. So we're going to go January 1st anyways and see how we're looking. So we are leading the Eredivisie to no surprise. And we dominate our group over Roma, Anderlecht, and Shakhtar Donetsk. And this was despite the fact I had both Bigelow and Ramsdale injured, and Van de Bosch, the third string goalie youth academy, I put on loan. So for a couple of games, we had the 68 rated younger youth academy player, Han, playing. So I didn't do anything during that transfer windows. I just renewed some contracts. So we're round of 16, RB Leipzig. Let's go ahead and get through this since it should be a formality. 1-0, maybe not that much formality. Clivert with a goal. So it's time for the home labels fixture. We only have a 1-0 lead though, so that's concerning. 1-1, so we won in aggregate, but why is this team in so much troubles with this lineup? Here we are in the quarterfinals, and we're facing our nemesis. The team that's knocked us out the last 2 years in the knockout phase, Barcelona. We're at home for the first leg. We should be able to do this for this team. Come on. 2-1. Goals by Fernandez and Malin. So, look at that. Dumfries, our captain to start off the series, is still there, right back. And Schurz, who was on our team a couple of years, is their center back. And of course, we took a few of their players the beginning of this year. So, Now time for the away leg of the quarterfinals. We take a 2-1 lead to it. Here we go. 0-0 draw. We made it through. We finally got past Barcelona. So this hopefully will be the year. So in the semifinals, we draw Borussia Dortmund. So we're going to have the home leg first. There's the lineup. And let's go. 1-0 victory. Clivert with a goal. That's a little worrisome. So if the 1-0 lead wasn't worrisome enough, Malin's out with an injury, and I'm also missing Delete and Koopmeiners due to red cards. Due to yellow cards. So Van Dijk and Ake will be starting at center back, and then the youth academy De Vries will be up front. Oh, come on. Ooh, we still made it through. Biljo got hurt though. Hopefully it's just nothing major. El Hadaran with both goals. It's not one Spanish giant, it's another. We're going to face Atletico Madrid in the finals here. Got a fully healthy lineup. No suspensions. Here we go. Can we pull it off this year? 2-1 win. Van de Beek and Palacios with the goals. Oh, Joao Felix missed a penalty at the 81st minute for them. So there we have it. There's the cup in all its glory. We have won it. So a quick look at the rest of the information for this year. Of course, we won the Eredivisie this year quite convincingly. By defeating Ajax and the Orange Becker, we pulled off the treble this year. Lazio defeated Liverpool in the Europa League finals. Liverpool's in the Europa League finals? That's rare they're not in the Champions League. Here's a look at the stats. We changed up this year. Cliver had 51 goals to go with 17 assists. Wow. Here's a quick look at the attributes. Daniel Malin is a 97 overall striker. His value is worth $247 million. I've turned down a couple offers this year for Delete and Koopmeiners, also for Manchester City, that were worth over $230 million. As you see, I've got a whole lineup of 92 and over. I have one player that's 89 that starts. So if you watch any of these rebuilds before, I always give the team a chance to defend their titles. We'll do a quick simulation for year 6. I'll show you the moves I make if I make any, and then we'll show the final results. That's it. So let's go for the back-to-back. So first for my transfers, I needed some more depth on the wings, so I signed Takefusa Kobo from Real Madrid. Then Wan-Bissaka's release clause got activated by Arsenal, so to replace him, I signed Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. No surprise, we took the Eredivisie, but this time bigger margin, and definitely after second place it dropped off a lot, or it was more competitive, depends how you want to look at it. Defeated Ajax 4-1 to take the Orange back and win the domestic double again. Hoffenheim took down Arsenal to win the Europa League. And we have done it. We have went back-to-back in the Champions League, defeating PSG in the finals. In the semis, we had to face Manchester City. Quarters, we beat Atletico Madrid. Correction, flip those two around. No, yeah, that's correct. My fault. And then we had Lyon in the round of 16. And we pretty much had the same group stage as last year's sets, except for instead of Shakhtar Donetsk, we had a Lokomotiv. Here's the stats for the year. I'm going to let you can stop, pause anytime you want to look at the overalls for these players. Malin 98, deletes up at 97. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching this rebuild. I'm not exactly sure yet where I'm going to go for next week's rebuild. This actually took a year longer than I thought it would, so I might go for another shorter one, or expected to be shorter. But I don't know, but if you got a team you'd like to recommend, put it in the comments below. I greatly appreciate it. You guys have a good day, and good luck to your squad.